games happen on April 7th. We are at the last week of the regular season and fantasy season. If you made it so far, congratulations. And you know how it is. Last week, you got to be a little bit ruthless. You got to, you know, pick up players, stream players more aggressively. If your star player is out or sitting out, don't be hesitant to drop him. Let's talk about the games. And the first game is Clippers beat the Cavaliers 120-118. I feel like they just played each other the other day. And Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell was out, continues to disappoint. And Darius Garland, he's been racking up. I think he also had 5 steals literally Saturday. Another 5 steal here, amazing, 28 points, 8 assists, 4 threes. But overall, he's been very underwhelming this year. Next year, he might be a little bit undervalued, so let's see where we can get them. Get him. Karis LeVert, 18 points, 3 threes, played all right. And Allen, big game. And Mobley also, another guy that's just disappointing this year. I think it's been the case with him for the last 2 years because, they traded for Jared Allen. He's not the starting center, so he's not getting the rebounds. He's not getting the blocks. And, usage-wise, they also have Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. So he really needs to rack up those blocks and rebounds. And his field goal and free throw hasn't been exactly amazing either, right? He's not a great free throw shooter either. For the Clippers, Paul George played well with no Kawhi Leonard, 39 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Struggled a little bit efficiency-wise, but goes 16 for 16 from the free throw line, which is absolutely huge. And this Clipper team also, I think for the most part, have been amazingly healthy, just like the Lakers. Kawhi missed a game here, but Paul George played 16 games in the last month. He's a third-ranked player in the last month, averaging 25 points. Paul George is pretty good in fantasy, in category leagues, just because, the steals he gets, the threes, really great free throw shooter. The points in efficiency last month, he's shooting 52% from that is absurd. 52% from the field and 96% from the free throw line. That's why he's a third-ranked player. Counting number-wise, you can't really compare him to a guy like Luka or Jokic, right? These guys have put up way more. Luka in the last month is averaging 30 and 10 and 10. James Harden has just a little bit cooked. He had a really good stretch this season, but now 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 threes. Okay here. And Russell Westbrook, he could be useful this week if Kawhi Leonard continues to be out. If you need rebound and assists, I think he's a guy that you look at. 7 rebounds and 6 assists in 25 minutes. And Zubac grab 11 rebounds. But if you don't need rebounds, he's 100% a drop this week. If you need to win threes, do not hesitate to drop Zubac. Norman Powell came off the bench, hit 4 threes. Yeah, let's move on to the next game. This game is kind of a little bit wild. Houston Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks. This game went to overtime. And Luka also played. Well, with this loss, Rockets have been officially eliminated from the playoffs. But they had a good season, I think, compared to last year. They had a good run. Fred VanVleet had 24 points and 12 assists. Amazing. All these young guys. Jalen Green is giving us hope again. I wonder where he's going to end up next year because in the last month or so, he's been amazing. Also, a really good game here with 21 points, 2 threes, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block. The efficiencies and turnovers, and also go 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Toward the end of the season this year, he's been really good. Jabari Smith Jr., 12 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Played all right. I think playing at the center for sure, I think helped him getting more blocks. Yeah. Rebound, he's also a great rebounder, even when Şengün was healthy. Dylan Brooks had, a big game with 29 points, and it's lucky that Amen Thompson played just 8 minutes. I think he left the game or something. What happened to Amen Thompson? Not sure. He just played 20 minutes. He's not hurt. So, yeah, given how low his minutes is this game here, we could drop him and find somebody else to stream this week as we get to the last week of the season. You got to be a little more cutthroat. For the Mavericks, how about Kyrie Irving? 48 points. Kyrie Irving in the last month and on the season, he's 100% on a per game basis, top 10. I mean, he struggled a little bit to start off the season. Not struggle, just because, he was hurt. Yeah, he's the eighth ranked player in the last month, averaging 26 points, three threes, five rebound, 4.7 rebound, 5.5. Yeah, just really good. That seems about right. He's gonna average around 25 points, over 5 assists, right, 5 rebounds, and with really good efficiency. And he gets steals as well. Amazing here. And Luka Doncic, wow, they play 45 minutes off because of the overtime. 37 points from Luka, 9 for 9. Also just absolutely amazing, these two guys. Daniel Gafford had some foul trouble, played just 60 minutes. So they went with Maxi Kleber and even Dante Exum. They played huge minutes. PJ Washington had 13 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 threes, 14 points. This Mavericks is clicking right now. There's just so many dangerous teams in the West. Anybody can beat anybody, really. This is why the Celtics have such an easy time getting out of the East. And all year, just the quality of opponent that you play throughout the season. Celtics is much lower. The opponents that Celtics played versus the Western Conference teams. So the record doesn't really mean all that much. They do have a really easy time getting to the finals, but we'll see this year. All right, move on to the next one. The Pacers beat the Miami Heat 117-115. Well, the Heat, they're just in there. They lost another game. In the playoffs, we know they could be dangerous. They shown us last year. And with this loss, they're just 8th seed. So they're going to be in the play-ins even, it looks like. And this is actually a big win for the Pacers. Now that, with this win, now they're the 6th seed. Interesting stuff. Jimmy Butler, 27 points, 8 assists, 12 for 12, amazing. The Miami Heat, they're really trying to win games. They try to squeeze out a few wins so that they don't have to play a playing game. So they obviously were trying hard. Terry Rozier was horrible here, played just 21 minutes. Tyler Hero came off the bench with 21. But guys like Tyler Hero, if you don't need points and threes, he's a drop this week. Go get somebody else. You have nothing else to play for. Drop everybody. Drop the guys that you don't need. It's that simple. If they don't give you the category you need, there's no point holding on to them because you're not playing another opponent, right? You should be locked in playing whatever the guy you're playing and only looking for category. Caleb Martin had 20 points. Yeah, this Heat team, I don't know. They just doesn't seem have a lot of talent. Also in fantasy, like a lot of guys just also very, very mediocre guys in fantasy as well. For the Pacers, Miles Turner came back, had a big game, 8 for 8 from the free throw line is kind of big, 13 rebounds and 2 blocks and 22 points. Tyrese Halliburton, he's fallen off a cliff, but I would draft him, next year, end of first round, I think, but definitely not first. Just too many other guys that are just monsters, and Tyrese Halliburton can't really hang with them, right? Andrew Nembhard. This year we have Victor Wembanyama, who's going to be a top 5 pick every single year moving forward. Andrew Nembhard, 10 points, yeah, not really fantasy relevant. Neesmith played huge minutes. You could stream him, you know what he offers. The minutes is really good here. And Pascal Siakam, well, this is interesting. Did this game go to overtime? No, did not. But because this is the must-win game, just look at the minute distribution. They're giving Miles Turner more minutes. They're giving Everett Neesmith more minutes. Because usually Miles Turner, he doesn't get that much minutes. The next game is the Pelicans beat the Phoenix Suns. Wow. The West also, same thing. Pelicans now they're the 7th seed. Now they're tied with Phoenix. This is a big win for the Pelicans. And if they can squeeze into 6th seed, now the Suns has to play a playing game with the Kings, right? Or who knows? Kings is only 1 game behind them all. So anything can happen. And it's getting crazy. And Herbert Jones, not the best game. But if you need defensive stats this week, obviously you hold on to him. And Trey Murphy had 3 threes, 13 points. If you need defensive stats, you want threes, Trey Murphy is amazing. Zion Williamson, big game, had with 5 blocks. Wow. A steal, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 29 points. Yeah, if Pelicans can make a deep playoff run, that's going to help Zion a lot because people kind of, the narrative is like he's kind of lazy, out of shape. So if he can prove himself in the playoff. And how about Valanciunas just play 4 minutes? So it'll be interesting where he's going to be next year if he stays on this team. Where he's going to get drafted because toward the end, he's not getting minutes. 31 points, big game from CJ McCollum. And then we look at Phoenix. Big game, I mean, a decent game from the big three. They all play well. KD goes 8 for 22. Yeah, KD just, I mean, his overall efficiency on the season is great, but whenever he plays a great defensive team, when he plays Charlotte Hornets, he's going to shoot 70%. And then he plays a good, like, if he plays a big game, let's say you play the Celtics or you play the Pelicans, this game is really, really important. He goes 8 for 22. Bradley Beal goes crazy, 7 for 8 from 3, 33 points and 2 blocks and 5 assists, but just not enough for them. And Devin Booker also had a decent game offensively, 25 points, 7 assists. Yusuf Nurkic, another guy that had a really, I think overall had a good season so far. Wow, we're almost at the end. 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals and a block. Really good rebounding, really good assists, and offered really good defensive stats as well. Grayson Allen hit 3 threes. If you need threes and defensive stats, Grayson Allen this week could be useful. Moving on to the next one, the Washington Wizards lost to Toronto Raptors 122-130, and Jordan Poole is giving us hope. For whatever reason, he's now getting 39 minutes. Maybe it's because all the other guys are out, but it doesn't even make sense because they're not trying to win games. Now you give Jordan Poole all the minutes he could handle. And he's playing like, Jordan Poole in the last month. Well, not that amazing, 90th ranked player. But if you look at the numbers, it's great. 29 points, 12 assists, and 2 steals. 5 for 5 from the free throw and with 4 threes. He's going to shoot a poor percentage. He's going to turn the ball over. But this is another great game. We're just prepping for next year at this point. Where we drafting Jordan Poole, we might be able to get him cheap. Like pick 80, 90, 100%, picking Jordan Poole if he's still available. If the situation stays the same, if he's still on the Wizards and they don't get a bunch of other guards. Danny Advia next year could also have a big year, 32 points, and now he's obviously absolute must roster. That's been the case for a while now. Corey Kispert with 3, sure. And they starting this center Tristan Vukovic. It's probably Vucevic's brother or cousin or something. Now, if you need a big man that can, rebounds and blocks, sure. It looks like he also shoot threes. So, with everybody out, yeah, I would absolutely have him. Stream him and see how things go. For the Raptors also, Kelly Olynyk. Oh my God. So good. 8 for 12, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 threes, 3 steals and a block. Amazing. Gary Trent did his thing with 2 threes, 3 steals and 20 points. And then Manuel Quickly, big game here as well, 31 points and 13 assists. Yeah, all these guys, I think they provide pretty specific categories other than Kelly Olynyk, who does everything. But Gary Trent Jr., if you don't need threes and steals, drop him. If you need him, he's the best guy, one of the best, actually better guys in the entire league, giving you threes. Because he could legit make over 3.5 threes a game this week, right? RJ, 22 points, yeah. If you don't need points, he's the drop this week. And Abachi, his starting minutes is great, but he's not a great fantasy player. Moving on to the next one, the Bulls lost to the Magic, 98-113. Oh, wow. So many games on Sunday. Crazy. Kobe White, 11.6 assists. He's just being... The lines don't look that good, I got to be honest, but the volume of assists and threes and points, they're there, and the minutes is there. So, again, if you need those 3 categories, you could have him. I wonder where he's going to go next year. Even when Zach LaVine is here, he's still starting. I don't know if he's part of the future plan because he's not that good. Ayo Dosunmu, 14 points, yeah, continue to roster him. And this game with Alec Caruso out, they started Javonte Green, who had a great game out of nowhere, but he's not going to do this again. And DeRozan just continue to just do well. Find a way to do well. DeMar in the last month, he is the 67th ranked player. Okay, so he dropped off a little bit in the last month. But overall, still amazing. Oh, speaking of, Gary Trent Jr., he's actually the 13th ranked player in the last month. Averaging 3.2 threes and 1.7 steals. These are pretty good. Can really carry your team to a championship. Sometimes it's just guys like that off the waiver wire. Right? If last week you streamed Malachi Flame, he had a 50 point out of nowhere. So just if you make it to the finals, anything can happen, really. If you can hit a jackpot picking up some random player. Vucevic is horrible, close 1 for 9. But, you should want to have him if you need rebounds and a bunch of other things. But if you need to win defensive stats this week, and every other category like rebound is you already won that, you drop Vucevic as well, because he's not that useful. For the Magic, Franz Wagner, I think he exited the game just 20 minutes. Ben Carroll, great free throw, 7 for 8, 24 points. But, again, if you draft Ben Carroll next year, you got to pound those free efficiencies. You got to pound them. Wendell Carter Jr., not a bad game. 2 steals and a block. And Jalen Suggs continues to put up numbers, even in just 29 minutes. 2 steals and a block, 19 points, and 3 threes. He's been really good. He remains to be a must roster this week. Provides so many categories. Moving on, next game, the Oklahoma City Thunder. This game is kind of close. Barely beat the Charlotte Hornets, 121-118. Wow, Shea did not play, and so same thing with Jalen Williams. They've been out for a while, so Josh Giddey gets to run the offense. Great game here, and Chet Holmgren, big game. They got a lot of young guys that can play, that can hoop. Chet Holmgren, just to read this stat line, I get a dopamine hit. 2 steals and 3 blocks and 10 rebounds and 3 threes, 20 points. Great. Josh Giddey, big triple-double. But next year when we draft him, we got to be careful because we've seen that with everybody healthy, he doesn't get the minutes, right? And when you give him the ball, he still put up numbers, although it is against Charlotte Hornets. But Josh Giddey is a must roster in the last week. He's been really good. Aaron Wiggins also have a big game. We could stream him if everybody continues to be out. He had 6 steals. Again, it is against the Charlotte Hornets. Speaking of them, Trey Mann goes crazy against his former team. 7 for 7. This is the game we've been waiting for, I guess, if we have him. 3 for 3. Did not miss a shot anywhere. And picked up 6 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Amazing. Mitchell's had 10 assists and 17 points. Miles Bridges continues to play just amazing minutes with 39, 15 points, 9 rebounds, a steal, and a block. And Brandon Miller also added a steal and 3 blocks, 13 points. Well, Brandon Miller next year could also be, he might take another leap. It's kind of like Miles Bridges type of player, but I think for a lot of these guys, it really depends on how much defensive stats they can get, and that's really gonna swing their values up or down. Because they're going to get points and rebounds and threes, and they're going to get good minutes. The next one is the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, this one, why they even play this? 107-124. And DeAndre Ayton is still playing. That's good news to see. And Scoot Henderson, goes 3 for 13, but hey, 15 points and 8 assists is still good. And if you need those categories, you got to have him. And 6 for 6 on the free throw line, amazing. And Banton, off the bench, another guy that's been putting up just amazing numbers, 28 points, 9 assists, and 3 threes. He's also helping people winning leagues for sure. Some of these young teams, Benton, in the last month, he's not actually, is he ranked? Yep, he is ranked a 106 ranked player. But he's averaging 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, and some defensive stats, but his problem is just low efficiency and super high turnovers. And 2.4 threes as well. And Jeremy Grant, of course, continues to be out. So Jabari Walker came in, played 35 minutes and 18 rebounds. That's big. 14 points. Some big games coming out of those young guys. So I would for sure get Jabari Walker and, Banton for sure. Scoot Henderson, right? If he's out on the waiver this week. All the other guys, not so much. For the Celtics, well, Jason Tatum was out because, they have everything locked. There's no point really playing the rest of the games other than just stay warm. Kristaps Porzingis, 3 steals and 5 blocks. This guy is just super, super consistent every single year. The problem is, can he stay healthy? Porzingis in the last month, well, crazy. Sixth ranked player. Played 10 games, 19 points, 8 rebounds. Those are not crazy, but 1.3 steals and 2.5 blocks, and with crazy good efficiency. And on this team, on the Celtics team, he's not asked to carry the offensive load. You got so much talent, so his efficiency is going to be great. Can really pick his spot. Derek White, of course, 9 also played well. Joe Holiday played just 20 minutes. Drew Holiday is a big disappointment this year, and he could be dropped this week. Al Horford plays his 20. Yeah, it's just such an easy win. And Jaylen Brown had 26 points in 30 minutes. Move on to the next one. Well, the Sixers this game, they're trying to win. They're trying to beat the Spurs, and they're trying to move up in the seeding. So this is a great win. 2 overtime games, and they did this game without Joel Embiid, which is really impressive. Tyrese Maxey, after struggling for a month, big game here with 52 points, 12 for 12. I think he helped a lot of people winning the week's matchup. 12 for 12 on the free throw line is also a huge boost to your free throw. Added 7 assists and 2 steals. Amazing. Paul Reed had a double-double, 5 assists, a steal and a block. Played all right, and Cal Oubre Jr. played 48 minutes. Yeah, I mean, if Joel Embiid is going to be out, somebody's got to take the shot. And Cal Oubre Jr. for sure is the second option after Tyrese Maxey. So continue to stream him. And even with Embiid back, he still get good minutes, and he's going to let it fly. For the San Antonio Spurs, oh my God, Victor Wembanyama. 33 points, 18 rebounds, 5 threes, 6 assists. Yeah, he has to be a top 3 pick, I feel like, or top 5 pick. Would you pick him over guys like Luka Doncic? I would pick him over Giannis for sure. In category leagues, 100%. When you have him, right, your blocks, you literally maybe just pick up another guy that can get you some blocks, and you're going to be competitive. And if you draft him first round, I don't think you're losing out in that many points either. And he doesn't really have a weakness. He's just so good. Yeah. And in category leagues, because the dynamic of him blocking so many shots, that category, you could really literally build out a whole team of guards, and you have him and maybe another guy that can give you some rebounds and blocks. Your team going to be competitive in so many categories. It's hard to match, right? Like just a category, just like Jokic. When you draft a center, and then he give you so many assists, and at the same time give you so rebound, that create in fantasy, that create a dynamic that, when you play certain teams, you just own them, because you're gonna automatically win a couple of different categories. Anyway, Victor Wembanyama continues to just while the rest of the Spurs guys, Trey Jones for sure, he could be useful, but this is a great win for the Sixers with no Embiid. Moving on to the next one, the New York Knicks beat the Bucks. The Bucks is just a mess right now. 122-109. They beat them at home. On the road, they beat them. The Knicks won on the road. And Jalen Brunson had 43 points, 8 assists, 2 threes. Crazy good. And all the Knicks guys, same thing. Josh Hart, don't look at him going 2 for 9, but 9 rebounds, 9 assists is really useful. Continues to get big minutes. And OG Anunoby is back, and right away, did not have the best game offensively, but can't complain. 4 steals and 2 blocks. And if OG Anunoby is on the waiver wire and you need defensive stats, you need threes, you need some points, absolutely go grab him, run to him. Isaiah Hartenstein goes 8 for 9, 10 rebounds. Okay, he also needs to be rostered if you need rebounds, field goal, and defensive numbers. And Dante DiVincenzo continued. Man, 8 threes, 26 points, is still in the block. Yeah, they all play well. I think Miles McBride, if you have him, you could drop him now. With OG back, they're not playing him 48 minutes now. And for the Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he put up a great number. Yeah, 28 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, still in 12 blocks. But, not enough. And Damian Lillard, great night from the free throw line. But this game, fantasy-wise, he's great. But overall, I think Damian Lillard did not have a good year. In the last month, historically, Damian is just the top first rounder locked in, 25th ranked player in the last month, which is still not bad, but this year he's not the Dame that we know on Portland. They didn't really figure out, I guess, how to play with Giannis, or maybe he has to take a backseat to Giannis, which is understandable. But his numbers suffer as a result. Malik Beasley hit 3 threes. Yeah, I mean, Brook Lopez, if you don't need blocks, drop him this week. 100% drop him. Moving on to the next game, the Kings. Yeah, they blew out. The Kings also need to win all the games, so they're playing for serious, right? Even with such a big blowout, they play Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox 35 minutes. Just amazing, you know. Keon Ellis um, doesn't get the minutes, so I would also drop him. If I'm looking for defensive stats, I look for somebody else. Keegan Murray had a great game, but if you don't need threes, right, you could drop him. He had 4 blocks out of nowhere, which I don't think he's gonna do that again. For the Nets, yeah, I mean, Mikal Bridges, what is going on? And they started this guy Noah Clowney in place of Claxton. If Claxton continues to be out, if you need rebounds and blocks, 100%, he's the best, maybe one of the better guys out there. Cam Thomas still scoring with 21 points and 2 threes, and Dennis Schroeder goes 1 for 12. But you know, if you need assists and threes and points, Dennis Schroeder could still be rostered for the last week of the regular season. They also play this guy Jalen Wilson. Sure, you could also have him. If the Nets have a back-to-back, you know, these guys, you could have him. Look how they play just so little minutes to Mikal Bridges. Well, this is also a blowout, but they really have nothing to play for. I think they play Mikal Bridges because he wants to kind of keep the streak going. You know, if he's healthy, he's not really going to sit out. Come in and play a few minutes, and he's going to be fine. Moving on to the next game, the Utah Jazz. Yeah, I mean, they're out of it, and the Warriors, they obviously need to win all the games to stay alive. I think they're already in with the Rockets loss, but don't think they can catch up to the Lakers even with 4 games left. So they just got to win 2 games on the road to just make the playoffs, which could be hard. Keontae George is getting the great minutes. Colin Sexton, 15 points. But really, Keontae George is really the only guy that I would feel comfortable rostering for this Jazz team as we get to the last week, because you know, you never know the minutes. For the Golden State Warriors, they didn't even have Steph Curry, and they got the win. So Chris Paul, big game with 9 assists, 4 steals and a block. Yeah, if CP3 is on the waiver wire, you need assists and steals, you have him. If you don't need assists and steals, you don't need to have Chris Paul. Podziemski had 31 minutes. If you need rebound and assist, you got him. Otherwise, not really. But Tracy Jackson Davis is somebody, if you need blocks, 100%, he provides some rebounds as well. Draymond had a mediocre game, and Clay had a big game with 32 points and 6 threes. Moving on to the last game of the night, we have the Timberwolves. Yeah, again, Timberwolves, they also need to win. With this win, they're tied record-wise with Denver Nuggets, and they have the tiebreaker over them. So they technically, you know, they're the first seed right now, and they're gonna play all their guys. You know, with Karl Anthony Towns go down, it doesn't seem like it impacted that much, because when you have Naz Reid, who is maybe not as good as Cat, but he can put up numbers. My God, 11 rebounds, 6 threes, 31 points with 2 steals and a block. Rudy also amazing. Anthony Edwards had 26 points, 8 assists. Naz Reid is also helping a bunch of people winning their leagues, probably. You know, he's just, in terms of counting numbers, he's really, really good. He struggled with his efficiency, as we can see here. Mike Conley had 6 assists and 2 steals. But a really good win for the Timberwolves. And for the Lakers, I don't think they can, well, actually, they could catch up to the Kings. So this last week is also kind of important for them, whether or not they can catch to the Kings. But LeBron didn't play, and AD, got hit in the face, so he also left. And I'm surprised they actually kept it close with the Timberwolves with both AD and LeBron out. D'Lo had 11 assists, and Spencer Dinwiddie had 7 assists and 18 points. Spencer Dinwiddie could be streamed, right, if LeBron continues to be out. Austin Reeves played all right. The Wolves they're a great defensive team, so that's to be expected. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.